For if a person shifts their caution to their own reasoned choices and the acts of those choices, they will at the same time gain the will to avoid. But if they shift their caution away from their own reasoned choices to things not under their control, seeking to avoid what is controlled by others, they will then be agitated, fearful, and unstable. The January 11th entry in the Daily Stoic is titled, "If You Want to Be Unsteady," and it begins with this. The image of the Zen philosopher is the monk up in the green, quiet hills, or in a beautiful temple on some rocky cliff. The Stoics are the antithesis of this idea. Instead, they are the man in the marketplace, the senator in the forum, the brave wife waiting for her soldier to return from battle, the sculptor busy in her studio. Still, the Stoic is equally at peace. Epictetus is reminding you that serenity and stability are results of your choices and judgment, not your environment. If you seek to avoid all disruptions to tranquility, other people, external events, stress, you will never be successful. Your problems will follow you wherever you run and hide. But if you seek to avoid the harmful and disruptive judgments that cause those problems, then you will be stable and steady wherever you happen to be. So, this is one of the things that I really value about Stoicism. Stoicism is the blue collar philosophy, Stoicism is the working man's philosophy. And one of the maybe faults that I have found about myself is that I like things that are either completely applicable or completely superfluous. I don't like a whole lot in the middle there. But Stoicism is, luckily for everyone that practices it, extremely applicable. One of the things that I struggle with, that I have always struggled with, is anger. I get angry and I will turn myself inward. I will shut people out. I will close off completely. And the anger there is the driving force of that. It is an anger that says, okay, well, I am lesser than. So why interact at all? Why try at all? Why do anything at all? Of course, I'm going to keep getting up. I'm going to keep doing it. But there's a kindling in me that has always been that way. Always been that way. And Stoicism is one of the things that has really helped me uh, to even that out, to level that out, to find some stability, some footing in the world when everything seems to be crumbling around. Because it's another thing that you will take from literature too. If you read enough literature, you'll find stories where uh, recently I was reading one from Ernest Hemingway, 10 Indians, when the boy Nick Adams is told by his father that the girl he's seeing is fooling around on him. Ruins his night, right? Obviously, it ruins his night. And he goes to bed. And the next day, he's halfway through the day before he remembers he was upset. That's life a little bit, right? The one of the powers of Stoicism for me that has made it irreplaceable, made it invaluable, is that those moments where I'm kind of melting down, where I just want to leave work or quit a social interaction, whatever it is, where that anger starts building. I just know that if I make it home tomorrow, I will get halfway through the day before I realize I was angry. And it's sort of a remembering that there is a reset. And then, so the big trick has been for me, once I remember that, then I get to call myself an idiot. Because why would I ever let it get that bad? It's just an emotion. It's just a feeling. If I know that tomorrow, halfway through the day, I will have to remember that I was angry. I will have to remember whatever seemingly life-altering event had taken place, whatever meltdown I was having. The moment I realize that I will wake up and have forgotten about it, then I know I have the power right now to forget about it. I know that I can snap my fingers, and it's just an emotion. It's just a feeling. I can reset. And that has been something that has served me well time and again because, we've all been there, right? I'm going to leave this job. I kind of need it. Nice to have food on the table, but I don't want to do this anymore. And if you just last out 10 more minutes, if you just take a step back and you breathe, everything's going to be completely different. The Stoics are the antithesis of the idea of the Zen philosopher on the hill. They are the man in the marketplace, the senator in the forum, the brave wife waiting for her soldier to return from battle, the sculptor busy in her studio. I like this because what it does is it paints a picture of the Stoic in the middle of action. This is not a dreamy philosophy. This is not woo-woo Stoicism. Where is it here? It's kind of a confusing quote from Epictetus because it kind of winds back on itself. But seeking to avoid what is controlled by others, they will then be agitated, fearful, and unstable. This is what Jordan Peterson talks about. If you're going into negotiations and you can't say screw you, you're not negotiating, right? Whoever has the power, whoever has the leverage, is the one that does not have to be fearful and unstable, does not have to be agitated. And I think that is a big lesson to take from Stoicism as well. Building the world around yourself that allows you the leverage and capability to say, no thanks, that's all right. And that's a calming force as well. Knowing that at any moment you don't have to do this. Knowing that at any moment you can just, hey, this relationship is not serving me. This employment is not serving me. Whatever it is. So if you had the cash, if you had a backup car, if you've been in the position where you had two cars, and boy, this is kind of idling real heavy. What is going on here? Why am I hearing these noises when I turn left? You've just got one car. That's a terrible feeling. You've got two cars. If I have to take the Corolla to work on Monday, then I've got to take it to work. I think that is part of what's being said here as well. There's if you look at popular culture representations of Sigma males, right? The elusive Sigma male. So, for example, one very popular Sigma type personality in recent history is the Mandalorian from the Star Wars universe, the Mandalorian with Grogu and whatnot. That character is at peace. Why? Because there were several times in the show where he was in a bind and he said something like, "I've got the credits, I've got the money. I don't have to do this, I've got the money," right? If you think about it, if you really think about it, all of the popular representations of what is referred to as the Sigma, a lot of stoicism in those moments. A lot of stoicism in those moments. So anyway, that is what I have for this episode of the Daily Stoic. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Stoics. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button to stick around for content like this in the future. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.